Everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to today's session. So today we are going to have the revision session of the economics. So this is day 2 part 2 where we are discussing the topics of economics, where we are revising the topics of economics for your NPS Grade A and Grade B. I hope I am clearly audible and visible, and this is the initiative taken by EduTap and the whole team of EduTap so that you can revise through the multiple MCQs and the multiple topics are being discussed in this revision series. Okay, so we are starting with economics. We have already done one part yesterday. So today is the second session of economics. Then tomorrow also you have the session for economics. After that, management, finance and the other subjects will also be covered under the revision series. Okay, so I hope I am clearly audible and visible. And today I hope you have come prepared for the revision series where we are going to discuss multiple MCQs, and you will see that how much you already know and how much more you have to study. Okay, so now before starting with the session, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap so that you continue getting these relevant videos, and join our Telegram channel where you will get the PDF of the session, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below, and in the Telegram channel you will get the PDF of the session. So let's get started with the first question. So the first question is regarding which of the following assumption is incorrect in regards to the classical theory. So classical theory is a concept or is a topic in your syllabus of economics. So under the classical theory, which of the following assumption is incorrect, that you have to tell me. So the classical theory is based on certain assumptions. Okay, so the classical theory, it assumes that there is flexible wages and prices. So this is one of the assumption of classical theory, that there is flexible wages and prices. Okay, another assumption of classical theory is that it assumes that the output is always produced at the full employment level, that the production is always happening at the full employment level. So this is the second option is also correct, that the economy produces at full employment level of output. The third assumption is regarding the classical economists, they also assumes that there is no deficiency of aggregate demand. So this is also true. So these are the assumptions of the classical theory. Now, which of the following is not an assumption of classical theory? So that is, the economy needs government intervention for reaching equilibrium. As per the classical economist, there is no requirement of the government intervention in the market, in the economy. So there is no requirement of the government intervention. So actually D is wrong. It is not an assumption of classical theory. Classicals actually assume laissez-faire. The classical actually assume the laissez-faire. That means there should be minimum intervention of government in the market. The government should not be intervening much in the market. So government intervention is not required for reaching equilibrium. Okay. Now this point, that classical economists advocate wage reduction to reduce the unemployment level. That is correct. Let's say that there is huge supply of labor and there is very less demand for labor. There is 100 people that want to work, 100 people want to work, while only 50 people are demanded, 50 laborers are demanded. So the other 50 laborers, they are unemployed. So if we want to decrease the unemployment in the economy, the wages have to be reduced. So at the lower wages, more laborers will be hired. Okay, so if you want to decrease the unemployment level and reach full employment, the wage reduction is one of the strategy set by the classical economist. So this is also true. So these are the assumptions of classical theory, that the market is self-adjusting, there is no government requirement in the economy. Okay, there is laissez-faire in the economy. That means the government should not be intervening in the economy. The government is not required to intervene in the economy. The economy or the market is self-adjusting and it automatically attain the full employment. There is no deficiency of aggregate demand. So these are the assumptions under the classical theory. There is no involuntary unemployment. That means there is full employment in the economy. There is no involuntary unemployment. Next, automatic resource adjustment happens. Money has a passive role. Money cannot affect the real factors like the labor, the capital, the output, employment. It cannot be affected by money. Okay, so here you can see that if there is unemployment in the economy, that means supply of labor is more than demand for labor. So in this case, the wages should reduce so that equilibrium is attained in the economy. So the supply of labor, when the wages are more, supply of labor is more. When the wages are more, there is more supply of labor at the higher wages, but if the wages are high, the demand for labor will be less. The demand for labor will be less. So demand for labor is downward sloping, supply for labor is upward sloping. Now if there is too much supply of labor and the demand for labor is less, then in this case, in the case of unemployment, when we are supplying too much of labor, in this case the wages will decrease. Okay, when there is excess demand, when the demand of labor is more than the supply of labor, when the demand of labor is more than the supply of labor, in this case the wages will start increasing because there is too much demand for labor, okay, to reach to the equilibrium. At the equilibrium, demand is equal to supply. Okay, now coming to the next question, that which of the following statements is not correct in regards to the characteristic of Keynesian consumption function. So the Keynesian consumption function is what? The consumption is equal to autonomous consumption plus BY. That is, consumption depends upon the disposable income. The consumption depends upon the disposable income, that is the income that we can consume or we can save. So here we have the autonomous consumption, and this B is MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume. That is, with the change in income, there is change in consumption. As your disposable income is changing, there is change in consumption. So there is autonomous consumption. Now the autonomous consumption is independent of the level of income. That is absolutely true, that this autonomous consumption, it does not depend upon the level of income. Even if the level of income is zero, the autonomous consumption will be certain amount. Okay, so this is the idea, that your consumption is equal to autonomous consumption plus BYD. Even if your disposable income, even if the income is zero, still, so this whole will become zero, but autonomous consumption will remain, let's say 100, 200, whatever amount it is. Okay, so autonomous consumption does not depend upon the level of income. It is independent of the level of income. The marginal propensity to consume is usually less than 1 and greater than 0. So basically, the MPS plus MPC is equal to 1. That means with the change in income, there is change in consumption, and with the change in income, there is change in saving. So that means the MPS and MPC, they both are equal to 1. So if the MPC is 0.8, the MPS is 0.2. If the MPC is 1, the MPS will be 0. So usually the MPS, there is some saving that happens with the change in income. If your income is increasing, you will save a certain part of your income. So MPS is never 0 and the MPC is never 1. So it is, MPC is in between, the MPC is in between 0 and 1. So that when the MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. Okay, so MPS plus MPC is equal to 1. With the change in income, there is some change in saving. With the change in income, there is some consumption that is also changing. So MPS plus MPC is equal to 1 and MPC is never equal to 1. MPC is in between 0 and 1. So MPC is usually either 0.8, 0.6 or certain number. Okay, so this is true that MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume, that is with the change in income, the change in consumption that is happening, it is usually less than 1 and greater than 0. The APC, average propensity to consume, it decreases as the income is increasing. So the average propensity to consume, that is the consumption divided by income, it decreases as the income is increasing. So this is correct. The slope of the consumption function is equal to MPC. So yes, this B, that is the slope of the consumption function, this is equal to MPC. So the slope is actually the marginal propensity to consume, and MPC is always less than the APC. So the E statement is wrong, and that's why you have to find the incorrect statement. So yes, E is the incorrect statement. MPC is always less than, the MPC is always less than the APC. Okay, so APC is always greater than the MPC. So consumption function is this. This is autonomous consumption that does not depend upon the level of income, and this B is your slope that is equal to MPC, and MPC is in between 0 and 1. So MPC, the MPC is greater than 0 but less than 1. So this is the idea, and MPC is always less than the APC. Now coming to the next question, the classical theory of output and employment states that the equilibrium in the saving and investment is brought by which factor? So as per the classical theory of output and employment, there is equilibrium between the saving and investment. there is equilibrium between the saving and investment that is brought by which factor? So which of the following is the right answer here? Try to answer this. So as per the classical theory, it is the interest rate that brings the equilibrium between saving and investment. So as the interest rate is increasing, you also save more. If you are getting more interest, if you are getting 9%, 10%, 12% interest rate, you will save more of the money. At the higher interest rate, you will want to take less loans, so you will invest less. Okay, so with the high interest rate, there is less investment, but with the high interest rate there is more saving. So saving is upward sloping, investment is downward sloping with the interest rate. Where they both are equal, where the saving is equal to investment, there we have the equilibrium, and there the equilibrium rate of interest is determined. So it is the interest rate that brings the equilibrium between the saving and investment as per the classical theory. Very good Santosh, very good Sorish. So yes, the answer is C here. Okay. So this is the idea that the interest rate brings the equilibrium between the investment and saving. Investment is inversely related to the interest rate, because if the interest rate is increasing, investment is decreasing, and vice versa. The saving is positively or directly related to interest rate. If interest rate is increasing, saving is also increasing. That's why with the interest rate, saving is upward sloping and investment is downward sloping. Okay, rate of interest is a strategic variable that brings the equilibrium between the saving and investment. Coming to the next part now, which are the factors? This is another question. So which are the two factors according to which the Keynes has said that the investment depends on? So according to Keynes, on which two factors the investment depends upon? So Keynes has said that the savings depend upon income. So as per Keynes, savings depend upon income. So as per the classicals, the saving and investment, they both depend upon interest rate, and the equilibrium also depends upon the interest rate. But as per Keynes, the saving depends upon the income, but the investment depends upon two factors. What are those two factors? As per Keynes, the investment depends upon the interest rate and marginal efficiency of capital, that is the expected rate of profitability from the investment. So investment depends upon the interest rate and marginal efficiency of capital. Okay, so this is the idea that investment depends upon interest rate and marginal efficiency of capital, that is the expected rate of profitability. Okay, so this is the idea, and the equilibrium between the saving and investment is brought by the income. Okay, so remember that the saving depends upon income, investment do not, according to Keynes, investment do not depend upon income, investment depends upon interest rate and marginal efficiency of capital, but equilibrium in between saving and investment is brought by income only. So this is as per Keynes. Okay, so this is the idea. Now coming to the next question, that is as per the Keynesian consumption function that is given, the induced consumption is what and the autonomous consumption is what? Okay, so try to answer this question. Pranjal, I will answer you at the end of the session because this is not related to the concept. So I will answer this at the end of the session. Okay. So if you have any other queries other than the concepts, then those queries I will cater to at the end of the session. Try to answer this question, that what is induced consumption, what is autonomous consumption. So here the induced consumption, the autonomous consumption is this, that does not depend upon the level of income. Then 0.6y, this is induced consumption. This is induced consumption because induced consumption is the consumption that depends upon the level of income. So this whole will be your induced consumption that depends upon the level of income. So induced consumption depends upon the level of income. Very good. Induced consumption is 0.6y and your autonomous consumption is 10. So here the answer will be C. Here the answer will be C. Okay. So this is your answer. Very good. Now coming to the next question. So here I hope you have understood that autonomous consumption is 10 and the induced consumption is 0.6y. So the consumption is your autonomous consumption and induced consumption. Autonomous consumption was 10 and induced consumption is MPC, that is your slope P multiplied by income. Okay. Now coming to the next question, that is if the Keynesian consumption function is this and the disposable income is given, what is the average propensity to consume? So APC, average propensity to consume, is consumption divided by income. MPC is equal to change in consumption divided by change in income. MPC is in between 0 and 1. APC can be even greater than 1. Remember this, okay? MPC value remains between 0 and 1, but the APC value can be greater than 1 also. So this is the whole idea. Now try to answer that what is the APC and what is the consumption level here. Yes, Priyansh. Yes, Priyansha, you get the PDF. The PDF you can download from the Telegram channel. The link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. Okay, so the PDF will be provided to you. So here, if the Keynesian consumption function is given at this, so consumption is equal to 50 plus 0.7 multiplied by disposable income. So 50 plus 0.7, disposable income is 500. So this will be 350 plus 50. So consumption is 400. Consumption is 400. So either the answer, so consumption is 400. So either the answer is this or this. Okay. So now we have got the consumption. Consumption is 400. So consumption divided by income or disposable income. So consumption is 400 divided by 500 disposable income. So APC is 0.8. APC is 0.8. Okay. So this is your answer B. I hope this is clear that the consumption is 400 and the consumption divided by the disposable income is your APC. So always remember that APC plus APS is equal to 1. APC can be greater than 1, can be less than 1 also. MPS plus MPC is also equal to 1, but MPC is in between 0 and 1. Okay. And APC formula is consumption divided by income or disposable income. APS formula is saving divided by income or disposable income. MPS is change in saving with change in income. MPC is change in consumption with change in income. So that is the Martian propensity to consume is change in consumption with change in income. APC, that is average propensity to consume, is consumption divided by income. That is total consumption divided by total income. So that is the idea. Now coming to the next question. So given the saving function has been given to you, that is this, and autonomous investment. So investment, that is the investment under the Keynesian theory, is this. So find the level of income and consumption at the equilibrium level. So try to find the equilibrium level of income and consumption. So first of all, the equilibrium, as per Keynes, the equilibrium is where the aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply. That is the equilibrium point, or your saving is equal to your investment. So equilibrium, you can also find the equilibrium where the investment is equal to saving. So investment is 50, saving is minus 10 plus 0.2y. Okay. So here, this will go here, 60 equal to 0.2y. So that is 60 divided by 0.2. So that is 300. So income is 300. We have found the income. Income is 300. So that is, this can be answer or this can be the answer. Okay. So income is your 300. Now we have found the income. Now income, from the income, you can either consume or you can save. Okay. So if you have two sectors only, so from the consumption, you are either, like from the income, you can either consume or save, because the tax, like from the income, you also have to pay the taxes, but the tax is not given here. So from the income, you are either consuming or saving. So now income is 300, consumption we don't know, the saving is minus 10 plus 0.2y. Okay, so this minus 10 will go there. So income has been given to you, or we can just put the income here. Income is how much? Income is 300. So 300 multiplied by 0.2, so that is 60. So that is 60. 60 minus 10, so that is 50. So that is consumption plus 50, so 300. So this 50 will go here, 300 minus 50 is equal to consumption. So consumption is 250. Consumption is 250. So this is the answer. E is the answer here, that you can see the income we were able to find. So here where the aggregate supply is equal to aggregate demand, that is the equilibrium point, where the investment, autonomous investment, does not depend upon the level of income. I have told you that as per Keynes, the investment depends upon the interest rate or the marginal efficiency of capital. The investment does not depend upon the level of income. So investment, it does not depend upon the level of income. So at any level of income, whatever the level of income is, the investment will be constant. Okay. So this is investment. Saving depends upon income. So as the income is increasing, saving is also increasing. As your income is increasing, the saving is also increasing. So now the equilibrium is where the saving is equal to investment. Okay. So this is the income that you found. So from the income is equal to consumption plus saving, because the tax is not given. So the consumption is 250. Consumption is 250. So this was the answer. Okay. Yes, very good. So now coming to the next question. Now here again a numerical is there. So the concepts, see, if you are able to answer the numericals, that means your concepts are clear. So to make your concepts clear, or to see that how much clarity you have, these questions are brought for you. Okay. So here you have to find the marginal propensity to import and the foreign trade multiplier. So first of all, marginal propensity to save is that with the change in income, what is the change in saving? Marginal propensity to consume is with the change in income, what is the change in consumption? Marginal propensity to import is that with the change in income, what is the change in import? So try to find the marginal propensity to import. Marginal propensity to import is that with the change in income, what is the change in import? Try to answer this. So the change in income is how much? The income is increasing by 1000. The income is increasing by 1000. And with the increase in income, with the change in income, there is increase in imports by 150. By 150. So the MPM, that is marginal propensity to import, is 0.15, right? 0.15. Now foreign trade multiplier. Now foreign trade multiplier is 1 upon MPS plus MPM. MPS plus MPM. So 1 upon MPS is what? MPS is what? This is MPC. So MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. Now MPC is 0.75. So MPS must be 0.25 to be equal to 1. So MPS is 0.25. So see, the MPM was nothing else. It was change in imports divided by change in income. So that was 0.15 was the MPM. Now foreign trade multiplier, basic formula, foreign trade multiplier has a very basic formula, that is 1 upon MPS plus MPM. So now if we have the MPC equal to 0.75, so 1 minus 0.75 is MPS, that is 0.25. Okay, because MPC plus MPS is 1. So 1 minus 0.75 is your MPS 0.25. So here 1 upon 0.25 plus MPM is 0.15. So that is 1 upon 0.4. So that is 2.5. So foreign trade multiplier is 2.5. Very good. 2.5 it is. Okay. Got it? This is the idea. So what is the correct value of marginal propensity to import? That is 0.15, and the foreign trade multiplier is 2.5. So this is the idea, that change in imports divided by change in income. So that is 0.15 is the marginal propensity to import. Now MPS is 0.25 because the MPC was 0.75. So if MPC is 0.75, the MPS is 0.25. So 0.25 plus 0.15 is equal to 0.40. So 2.5 is the foreign trade multiplier. Foreign trade multiplier has the formula 1 upon MPS plus MPM. Okay. So these many questions might not come from the numericals, but if you are able to solve the numericals, that means your concepts are clear. Because when you have a numerical, then many of the concepts you have to simultaneously think about. So numericals are here so that you can practice different questions. Even in the question, even if one concept is coming in the numerical, you will be able to answer the question, or at least through the numericals you are able to revise many of the concepts. Like in this only we have discussed about marginal propensity to import, we have discussed about foreign trade multiplier, that the formula of foreign trade multiplier and such. Okay, so see, MPM, this is the marginal propensity to import. So whenever the income is increasing, we will import more. So with the increase in income, there is also the imports that are increasing, because with the increase in income the consumption increases. So with the increase in income the imports also increases. Okay, so this is the import graph. Now coming to the next question, try to answer this question. So the question is regarding the accelerator principle. See, basically the accelerator principle says that if you want to increase the income, if you want to increase the output in the country, to increase the output you have to increase the investment by the capital to income ratio or capital to output ratio. Okay, so let's discuss this more. So basically accelerator principle says that if you want to produce more, you will have to do more investment. Okay, so to produce more you have to do more investment, you have to hire more of the machinery, tools, equipment and such. So the accelerator principle assumes that resources are easily available so that you can produce more. It assumes that there is no excess or idle capacity in consumer good plants. That means there is no excess capacity. If you want to increase the output of the consumer goods, if you want to increase the output, you will have to increase the machinery. You will have to buy the new machinery, tools, equipments. For that you will have to do the investment. It assumes that there is excess or idle capacity in capital good plants. So that is, if you want to buy new machinery, tools, equipments, that you can buy easily because there is excess capacity in capital good plants. These are the assumptions, okay, that you have to cram. The accelerator principle assumes a constant, there is a constant capital output ratio. So this V, that is capital to output ratio, it is considered constant. So this is wrong assumption because the capital output ratio is considered constant, not variable. The accelerator principle also assumes that there is perfectly elastic or perfectly available supply of credit and capital. Okay, so only the D statement was wrong because it is constant capital output ratio. So with the increase in income, if you want to increase the output from the previous level, from the previous level of output, if you want to increase the level of output, so to increase the level of output, you have to hire some new capital, new machinery, tools, equipments. So let's say the capital output ratio is 2. That means for one new output, you require 2 new capital, or let's say the capital output ratio can be 0.5. So for one new output, you require 0.5 new machine. Okay, so this is the idea that the capital output ratio is V, that is considered constant. It can be any value, 2, 1, 0.5, any value. Okay, but it is considered constant. So to increase the level of output, you will have to increase the level of machinery, tools, equipment. So to increase the level of output multiplied by the capital output ratio, you will have to do the investment, that is increase the level of capital. Okay, now for this accelerator principle, that is to increase the level of output multiplied by the capital output ratio, you will have to increase the level of capital, you will have to do the investment. So for that there is the assumptions that is taken that we have discussed. Okay, now coming to next question, that is this. So which of the following money measure consists of currency with public, demand deposits, other deposits with the RBI and time deposits with the banks? So it is high powered money, M2, M3, M4. What is the answer here? So the answer is very easy. So see, currency with public plus the demand deposits plus the other deposit with RBI, this is M1. Now in this M1, when we have M1 plus the time deposits, so this is M3. So this is M1, this whole is your M1, and when in the M1 you are adding time deposits with the banks, so that is M3. That is M3. Okay, got it now? So the answer is M3 here. So here you can see M1 is currency with public, demand deposits, other deposits with the RBI. So that is M1 plus time deposit with the bank. So this is M3. Okay, so the question was quite easy, but you can get confused because the formula has been opened up. So do not get confused in the formula. Okay, so this is the answer. The C, that is M3, was the answer here. Now coming to the last question for today, and then we will discuss the homework questions. So money supply has an inverse relationship with dash and a positive relationship with dash. So money supply, it depends upon the high powered money and the money multiplier. High powered money is the actual money issued by the RBI and the government of India. It is the physical money issued by the authorities. Money supply, it is the money that is created by banks also through the credit creation. So money supply is the total physical money as well as it is also the credit creation. So money multiplier, it depends upon, like the money multiplier has the formula 1 plus C, C plus R. So this is the formula of money multiplier. So that is, the money multiplier depends upon currency to deposit ratio and it depends upon R, that is reserves to deposit ratio. Okay, so basically if the currency to deposit ratio is increasing, that means you are keeping more currency with yourself and you are depositing less money with the banks. So less money with the banks means less deposits with the banks, less credit creation with the banks, so less money supply. So this is currency to deposit ratio. If the currency to deposit ratio is increasing, the money supply will be decreasing. If the banks are keeping more reserves out of deposit, if the banks have to keep more reserves out of deposit, that is the reserve ratio is high, that means the banks will be keeping more money with themselves, they will be able to lend less. If they are lending less, that means they are able to do less credit creation, they are able to do less money supply. So money supply has an inverse relationship with the currency to deposit ratio and with the reserve ratio. With the reserve ratio and with the currency to deposit ratio, the money supply has an inverse relationship. Okay, so this is the basic idea that the money supply has an inverse relationship with the currency deposit ratio and with the reserve ratio, and the money supply has a positive relationship with high powered money. If there is more physical money issued by the government, there is more credit creation that can happen. Okay, so this is the idea. So money supply is equal to M, that is money multiplier multiplied by high powered money. Now this money multiplier has the formula 1 plus C, C plus R. Now the currency to deposit ratio and reserve to deposit ratio is in numerator, is in denominator. That means they have inverse relationship with money supply. If they both are increasing, money supply will decrease. If they are increasing, money supply will decrease. So currency to deposit ratio and reserve ratio. So cash reserve ratio has an inverse relationship with money supply. Okay, and high powered money has a positive relationship with money supply. So this is the basic idea. So E was the answer here. Yes, very good. So this is the idea that the money supply is equal to money multiplier plus multiplied by high powered money. So money supply is equal to money multiplier multiplied by high powered money. So high powered money and money supply has a positive relationship, while the currency to deposit ratio and reserve ratio has an inverse relationship with money supply. So this is the basic idea. Any confusion anyone has? Now coming to the homework question. So this was the homework question. You had to find the GDP deflator. So GDP deflator is equal to your nominal GDP divided by the real GDP. So that is 450 divided by 400 multiplied by 100 multiplied by 100. So here the answer will be 112.5. So this was the GDP deflator. Now let me show you more homework questions that are homework questions for this session. But before that, let me show you that if you go to edutap.in, if you go to edutap.in, you can go to the, if you go to edutap.in, you can go to the EduTap's website. So you just have to type edutap.in. You can go to EduTap's website, where if if you go to the courses section, here the courses have been made available to you. Now the NPS, if you are preparing for the NPS grade A or grade B, there are multiple courses that have been made for you. If you want to join the test series, you can join the test series. If you want to join the course for just the additional subjects, there is separate course that have been made for the additional subjects. If you want to see that what all you will be getting, you can see that what price is being provided to you, so that also you can see. And hefty off is going on. There is a massive off that is provided to you, as well as full video course. If you want to get that also you can get, but if you want the course for with the additional subjects only, so you can get that course also. So this is the basic idea. I hope you know that if you want the courses, if you want to practice a lot of MCQs, so for that there is test series that is provided to you at a very hefty discount. So you only have to go to edutap.in to the courses section, and you can see the courses and the off that is going on. Now this is the first homework question for you. I hope you will be easily able to answer this homework question. So this is the homework question for this session. Now this is the second homework question. So these are the two homework questions that you have to answer in the comment section below, and tomorrow we are going to discuss the answers for these two homework questions. Okay, so this is it for today's session. Any confusion anyone has? So now this is it for today's session. Any confusion anyone has? And if you have any query regarding the courses, that how you can buy the courses or the massive discount that is going on, if you want to avail that, if there is any confusion regarding the courses, you can mail us at hello@edutap.co.in. okay, so do go to the EduTap's website through the edutap.in, and in the EduTap's website in the courses section you can see the courses available for the NPS grade A or grade B. Okay, and if you have any query regarding the courses, you can mail us at hello@edutap.co.in. okay, now any confusion anyone has? So this is it for today's session. I hope that you have got the some pointers that you should revise upon. You're most welcome, Sarish. So thank you everyone, thank you for joining. This is it. Do tell me in the comment section that how much score you have got, how many answers you have given right out of 10, and do give me the right answer of the homework question. Okay, so let's see that how many of you have got the good score of 8+. So I want to see that how many of you have got good score of 8+. So do write in the comment section that if you have got the score of 8+, or if you have got lower score, so do tell me that why you have got the lower score also. Okay, so this is it. Now there was a question given by a student that if they are preparing for RBI, should they prepare for NPS also? So you have to understand that there are commerce and accountancy, economics, and there is also the subjects like data analytics, statistics, Indian Trust Act, Companies Act. So many of the subjects are different, and the days are only 30 or 35 days. So in these 30 days, will you be able to prepare for so many of the subjects? So you have to weigh the options. You have to see that if you are from the commerce background, if you have the knowledge of commerce and accountancy, then for sure you can prepare for NPS. But if you are preparing for NPS, I hope you will prepare with the full dedication, and if you are preparing, prepare with the mindset that you have to clear the exam. Okay, so for any student that is preparing for RBI, they can prepare for NPS if they have some knowledge in these other subjects also, or if they are ready to put that effort. Okay, so this is it from my side. Thank you everyone. Do tell me the score of yours, that if you have got 8+ or not. If you have not got the marks of 8+, so why you have not got the marks. Okay, so this is it from my side. Thank you everyone. I hope you are enjoying these sessions, and these sessions are going to help you in your revision. Thank you everyone.